Well, hello and welcome back to Accessible Photography. And today, this evening, we are heading off to see Ossian's Hall at the Hermitage, Dunkeld, Perthshire. And we were here this morning. Got some pictures, and I'll show you those now just with the phone. But what I'm hoping to do is get the sun coming through the trees in the golden hour and lighting up Ossian's Hall. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. It may be in full shadow because there's lots of hills around here and very high trees, so I can't guarantee this is going to work. If it doesn't work, we'll get an image, and I might get up first thing in the morning and get an early morning shot with the sun basically behind Ossian's Hall, giving a silhouette. But we're heading there just now. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. This is basically a parkland, a walk, an attraction that was built way back in 1760, actually probably 1757, depending on where you read, for the 3rd Duke of Atholl. And here we have Ossian's Hall, which is a viewpoint over a wonderful waterfall, which I'll name here because I've forgotten it already. And also there's a cave nearby, which we're not going to go and look at just now, because it's not a real cave, it's a hermit's cave. That's why this is called the Hermitage. But it's a bit fake. It was built as a hermitage, and they actually advertised for a hermit to take residence, and nobody applied. So it's a bit of a fake all round. But the area is absolutely stunning. Beautiful area. It's known as Big Tree County, and some of these trees are really, really big. And by the way, I'm with a friend, Ian. He's brought his caravan down from the very north of Norway all the way to Scotland to see family, and is heading back shortly. So we've come to meet up at Dunkeld. I'm just squeezing in this vlog whilst we're here. So if you see somebody else in the picture and another dog, that's who it belongs to, and it's Ian. So this is Ossian's Hall here, and I'm going to show you some footage from this morning where we met up with some singers testing out the acoustics of that wonderful hall.
You're not going to jump up, are you? No.
So as it would happen, I've not got the light I wanted. The sun's a lot further down than I thought. It's behind the trees, so the hall is actually in shadow. But I'm going to go for a picture anyway. I got a picture this morning with the phone, so have a look at that, see what you think, and then I'm going to set up and take a photograph with a big camera and a big tripod, and hopefully make something of this scene. So I'm getting down into position just now without the tripod, and it's very, very noisy here. And I want to see if we can get an image with this lens. I can, but the wide angle is going to be a lot better. So I'm going to swap over to the wide angle lens. So going back down, I've got the wide angle on now. I'm going to be very, very careful. If I lose this camera here, I'll never ever get it back. So what I'm going to do is two legs out front on a slidey surface, one leg to the back, get it fairly level, make sure that's stable. It's not really. I don't have spikes, I've just got rubber feet. So what I need to do is basically keep hold of it all the time just in case it slides. I know you can't hear, but the microphone there can pick up everything I say. Ah, Ian doesn't understand microphones. So I'm taking that to a full 14mm and can still barely get everything in. I did want to check my horizontals, the verticals. To be honest, I think the only way to do this is actually a vertical. I'm not sure why I'm still wearing a hat that's not sunny anymore. Okay. So I'll show you what I'm doing just now by putting the video on. So what I'm doing here is getting the water coming in from the bottom right hand corner, flowing down and that way, and hopefully leading up to the Ossian Hall itself. And then you've got the bridge there coming in to the rock, and then hopefully back through here. The question is, do I open up more rock or not? I can't really take it any wider. That's as wide as it's going to go. So I want the trees in. It'd be good to get the tree in there. Just catching the last rays of the light. So that looks quite good. I've got the sunshine catching here, the cave, no, not the cave, the hall, and then the water coming out here. But what I want now to do is get the slowest sort of speed I can without using a filter. This lens will not take filters at all, so I really have to be careful with it. So I'm going to adjust my focus to the rocks in here. Once it's focused, I'll lock the focus on. I'm going for F11. We have an F11. The ISO is sitting on auto just now, so I'm going to adjust that. So I'm bringing the ISO down to as low as I can get it. Got an ISO button there. I keep forgetting what the ISO button is. So taking the ISO down to 64 and then adjust the exposure. There's 1/6 of a second. Take it back to there. I'm going to touch the screen, it should actually take the picture. And that looks rather nice. So the water's very, very blurry. Do I want it that blurry? Probably not. I want to be able to see the drama within that water. So bring the ISO back up to 100. My exposure then adjusts to 2.5 of a second, and we'll see what that looks like. Still blurry, but not as blurry as it was. Probably want to be about a 15th of a second. So I'm going to take the ISO up quite high. It is in deep shade now, so that should cover that. So let's take it up to about, let's just try 200. Takes up to a fifth of a second. 400. A tenth of a second. Let's see what a tenth of a second does. A tenth of a second is a lot better. Is it good enough? That's quite nice. Going to zoom in on that, see how it looks. So you can see the movement in the water, you can see the splashing. It's not completely and utterly fuzzed out, it's looking really nice. Is the background in focus? Yep, the background is in focus. Although because it's a wide angle lens, the hull is actually coming out at an angle, so I might have to adjust that in post. So I've got to make sure there's enough room to be able to move this to correct that, that error. I'm going to take it a little higher. I'm going to adjust the f-stop down to, hey, we're going back to f8. Take it to f8. Adjust my exposure to a 20th of a second. Whoops, a bit slippy there. There's a nice bit of movement there. So change the scene slightly, move round a bit, making the bridge a little bit more part of the image. I still have the water coming in underneath and going out to the side. It's not the loop round, but it's there. Let's see what we can get. The top of the image looks a little bit too bright. I'll have a look at that and see what it's like. And I feel like I'm shouting all the time because this water is roaring like mad. I'm hoping I'm not overdoing the audio. So what I've done, I've taken this to 14 millimeters. I'm focusing at the rock just in front of me, and the camera is telling me that the trees in the background are also in focus. So everything should be in focus. Unfortunately now I've got somebody with a bright, I had a person with a bright top on, so hopefully this image will take before she comes back on. That looks really good. So that's me. I'm stopping this one. I'm going to see if we get a different composition before the light goes completely. As for accessible, well, the whole place is accessible. This isn't to most. It's quite a tricky place to get to and a bit soggy. When you're out and about in a place like this, with drops into deep, rough water, quite a flow, quite a drop, you have to be really careful, and us going down there is not a good idea. So Ian's down here just now, and look what I've just noticed. So that indicates to me someone or something, maybe a dog, has gone off the edge and has died in there. It's a warning to me, don't be silly, don't overdo it. I don't have the energy in my legs. The ME's been bad lately and I can't do it. So Ian's getting some interesting images. I might be able to get what I need in the best place is probably Ossian's hull itself and take a picture down of the waterfall. The only issue is there's nothing much behind the waterfall, so it'll be of the waterfall. So let's go to the viewpoint in Ossian's, I keep saying Ossian's cave, Ossian's hull. So we're heading down to one last viewpoint, and I'll show you a picture. It was, or a wee bit of video, I can't remember if it was a picture or a video, of a chap taking the picture I'm going to take right now, which is over a pool of water at the bottom of the waterfall under the bridge. And if you get it right, the nice long exposure, you get some lovely swirls. But I'm not sure if it's, well, I'm going to say it's going to be too dark. Well, we want it dark, we want a long exposure. So yeah, anyway, I've enjoyed this place and I've been here many times before, but Ian hasn't. So Ian, what do you make of this place? And
dragging me into this now.
yeah,
it's lovely. It really is. Like, it's been an absolutely wonderful place to come and explore for the day. Lovely place for a dog walk. Plenty of dogs running around. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So.
But do you live in Norway? Is it not full of these trees anyway?
It is, absolutely. Oh, pines this size I've not seen for a while. So.
Yeah, they are quite large and they're quite different pines, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, especially you've got a Scots pine, completely different to a Norwegian pine. But I was quite concerned when I brought you here that I was going to be bringing you to what you've seen before.
No, not at all.
But Marie, that's Ian's wife, who is Norwegian, she was blown away by the place.
Absolutely. It's absolutely beautiful here. And we've got many things like this, but nothing as old as some of the structures that are built up around here. So.
Yeah, what did it say? This was built 1760 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 17. What did we reckon? 8 years after Culloden.
Yeah.
This was put up. So.
Which is quite amazing. And there's a tree, the big tree that's up there. That's what do they call it? It was a cypress
cedar.
Cypress cedar, and it's believed to be the oldest tree in this area. Everything is planted for this Duke of Atholl. Yeah, Duke of Atholl.
Yeah.
And that cedar, it's almost growing at the bridge, and it's the oldest tree in the area. So it's very prominent, and it's going to be in my next picture. I'm quite sure when I go down there and try and get a picture of this pool and everything at it. But yeah. Yeah, you guys enjoyed it, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
The wee man loved it. The wee man was loving it. Yeah. He's 10 months.
Looking around all over the place.
So here's the pool. You can see the nice black, dark water, and the spray. The bubbles have created spray. No, the spray has created bubbles, and they float through. And if you get long exposure, they go into nice swirls. So to help with this, I'm going to keep on. What I had on earlier, I didn't mention it, I've actually put on the polarizer, and what that did in the waterfall was gave me sort of darker water approaching the white water rather than having the glare coming off it and all just look white. So I'm heading down to that big rock down there. So I'm getting myself into position where I'm trying to get the bridge looking quite prominent, but I also want to get the pool and the eddies. These bubbles will swirl and cause nice patterns. And if we can get it without any, I was going to say, we've got a dog over here who I thought was going to go in, but I realised it's not Duke. This is a dog that doesn't like going in water, so I'm not going to have...
She won't get her paws wet.
Reflections are not going to get ruined. So I'm not sure if this is the best composition, and I keep forgetting I can angle that up. Again, everything looks like it's in focus. What I'm going to do is get it as long exposure as possible with this. I'll probably need to put a filter in for this. I don't think I can do this without. So it looks like I stripped out my filters when I went on my last trip, and the 0.6 is the darkest one I've got. So I'm just going to slide that in along with the polarizer. It should have an effect. So let's just slide that in there. It's a lot darker now. Get the balance, that's it. So that now takes us to 20 seconds. 20 seconds will be perfect. And what I want to do with this and this wonderful camera is I can switch the eyepiece off so I don't get any light entering the camera during this long exposure. So it's still on timer. So it's 10 seconds and then 20 seconds. So I've now got my 20-second exposure come up. It's quite bright. I would rather have it a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do is take that back against what it's telling me, take it back by 5 seconds to a 15-second exposure. So again, 10 seconds lead up and then 15 seconds. It should be a little bit darker. And if I want to bring the highlights out later, I can do so, but I don't like it to be too bright because I just don't like it bright, to be honest. Got some nice light in the water here as well. So we're getting some color in the sky and we're getting the color in the water. I've noticed that just now. So the next objective is to turn the camera around and try and get these clouds, both top and bottom, in the same shot. So that's come up now. Let's have a look. That's looking a lot better. That's nice. Color's starting to go. I'm not sure if it's going to really pop, but it should do quite well. Taking the 15-second exposure. So that looks okay. I'm going to change now and get this other image that I like. For this one, I'm just going to get the reflections in the water and not the sky itself. I really want to get that cloud. Don't think I'm going to do it. So as I precariously make my way back up onto the path, it's worth saying not every shot that you want to take is going to come out the way you want it. It's not going to be spectacular every single time. The light might not be right. Even though you plan, you think it's going to be right, it isn't right. And yeah, I got the light angle right, I just didn't get the light height right. The sun's in the wrong place. So it didn't really work the way I wanted. And now I've got to get out of here, and it's not easy at all. Got to get up here. Might need to ask for help on this one. Right, grab that, and 1, 2, and up.
There we go.
Not just my weight, but the camera weight as well. Well done, Ian. So yeah, you don't always get the image that you want. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, I don't think it did. But it's nice to get out and about, take pictures, have fun, as I say. And we're just going to wander back as the sun goes down, head back to the caravans, crack open another tin of beer. And
Beer
enjoy.
and dinner? Sounds good.
Beer and dinner, yeah, I've not eaten. I've forgotten, I haven't even eaten yet. And yeah, enjoy the evening. Now this video, if you got this far, thank you very much. If you got this far, you'll be aware of a surprise. Yep, and this isn't it. This is the second video where I've said this is not the surprise. And the surprise, well, it's happened, and it kind of didn't work out the way I wanted. No, not at all. And if you follow my Instagram and my Facebook, then you will know what the surprise is, and the surprise is... But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Here's Ian. And as I say, please, if you've watched this far and enjoyed it, subscribe and tickle that bell to be notified of my infrequent releases of videos. And please remember, get out, take pictures, have fun. Bye for now.